and it just makes me dying to get an HD remake of Super Mario 64. I mean, I had the remake of Super Mario 64 for the DS when the DS first launched, and it was terrible. The controls, everything I said about Mario 64 earlier, and how great the controls are. Basically, they just took a knife and stabbed it. When the DS version came out, like, they must have tried everything to make that work. I mean, the game itself is great, and I would have loved to play it on the 3DS with a circle pad, or as an HD remake for console, but the controls absolutely ruined it. And all the workarounds they had to give you to make that work, like they had to change the way wall jumps work, they had to change the way characters jumped, and it just took all the bite out of the fun of a remake of Super Mario 64, because the game itself was absolutely not bad. Some parts were a little, how would you say, lamer than the original, because the game gives you a little more direction, which I'm never that fond of. They just made things a little simpler, like some of the ways to solve some of the puzzles were a little less obtuse than they were originally, but considering I figured out the obtuse ones in the original, now it's like, man, this was super obvious. Alright, that's enough about a Mario game I did not like, because there's a couple of those, but we're celebrating Mario today. Oh, and how can I not reverse it all the way back and talk about Donkey Kong, the original that I will play all day, Donkey Kong Jr., where Mario went from hero to villain, and nobody even questioned it back then. You know, things were just really complicated back in the late 80s, early 90s. You didn't know who was the hero or